guiding you, Rebbeim guiding you. So someone gave me a very, very worthwhile tip. For example, it says, let's say you know somebody. He's wiser than you. He knows a lot more than you. And he's more experienced than you. He's older than you. And he also has your best interest in mind. Right? And he suggests something to you. Is there a reason why you wouldn't believe him? What could be wrong? He knows more than you. He's more experienced than you. He's older than you. And he has your best interest in mind. Right? So if he tells you to do something, why would you think that you have to doubt his word? Similarly, Kadosh Baruch Hu said to Moshe Rabbeinu, if Klal Yisrael has certain doubts about Eretz Yisrael, Kadosh Baruch Hu said that the land is holy, the land is tov, obviously it's good. Whatever Hashem says is emes, it's true. So they really don't have to check it out, but they want to check it out. Okay, they want to check it out. So what can you do? If you want to send them, you're doing it, and it's going to be on your responsibility. You have to take responsibility for sending them. So the spies were sent into Eretz Yisrael. We saw what happened, and because of what happened, occurred, the Klal Yisrael was the Meraglim came back and spoke the lashon hara against Eretz Yisrael. They misinterpreted what they saw there, and they came back with a bad report about Eretz Yisrael. The Jews there believed them, and so therefore, Kadosh Baruch Hu said, "Okay, just like the king said to his son, you don't believe me. I have no interest in this." So the king said in the mashal, the analogy that Chazal say, okay, you know what? You're going to see her, but you're not going to marry her. You're going to see her, know that I'm telling you the truth, right? That she's exactly what I said, right? And unfortunately, you're not going to have her. So Kadosh Baruch Hu made a gezerah that all those people in the Midbar that were between 20 and 60 years old, they had to pass on, that generation passed on, and they weren't allowed to come into Eretz Yisrael until the new generation came over and took over from them. Rabbi in the same letter to the Bakr, he says that that's the whole point of one generation going from one generation to another. We know that the previous generations, they have certain agendas, certain goals that they want to do for the benefit of Klal Yisrael, do for the benefit of the world. And when that generation passes on, or that person from that previous generation passes on, it's part of our duty to try and see what did they accomplish, what they were successful with, and the things that they didn't accomplish. Not that they were not necessarily successful, but they wanted to do certain things, but it's not every time you want to do something can you be successful to actually do it. That's why Kadosh Baruch Hu is Mistarv Machshavah Tova L'Maisa. Person has a Jew especially has a good thought. He wants to do a good deed, but not always can he fulfill it. Sometimes he doesn't have the time, he doesn't have the resources, he just can't fulfill it. So nevertheless, even though he can't fulfill it in action, Kadosh Baruch Hu gives him the benefit of actually doing it, even though he didn't actually fulfill it. So part of the Rabbi Yehuda was explaining to this student of his that had lost his father, part of our job is look back and see what did the previous generation, or that person from the previous generation who's now passed on, what did they try, what did they want to accomplish? Right? And take that upon yourself and see what we can do to continue on in their ways. Follow their ways, and therefore you will be a continuation of what this person wanted to do and wanted to accomplish, even though the person didn't accomplish it, or maybe accomplished it only halfway. So you take over. It's simply like we see. Moshe Rabbeinu was not allowed to go into Eretz Yisrael. Okay? For reasons not because of the Meraglim, for his own reasons that Hashem said he was decreed that Moshe Rabbeinu would not go into Eretz Yisrael. He had to give it over to his Talmud Yehoshua. His Talmud Yeshua took over and led Klal Yisrael into Eretz Yisrael. We try and analyze the Meraglim. So the Mesil Shasharim, the Ramchal, in the Sefer Mesil Shasharim, in the 11th parak, brings down, that's the largest chapter in Mesil Shasharim, the chapter on Nikiyas. Goes through many, many different things and a lot of halachas, which means very basic things we should try and be literally clean from, free from. Right? Starting speaking Lashon Hara, stealing, Chilul Shabbos, all kinds of different things. So Shasharim explains very basic things which we should try and be careful about. And one of the examples is he speaks by midah raw, something which is a bad personality trait which is not to our benefit. Right? In general, there are three basic personality traits which are not to our benefit if used incorrectly. Every personality trait that we have, if used in the right and proper way, right, is beneficial. Just like spices, right? You have salt, you have pepper, right? Cinnamon, right? So if used in the right way, you can make a very delicious dish, right? But if you use too much salt, right, you can ruin the dish. Even if you use sugar, which is sweet, put too much sugar in something, you lose its time. It has to be balanced, right? So even as Chazal say, there are three major midos which are basically detrimental. That's kina taiva v'kavod, and as Chazal say in the Mishnah Avos, kina taiva v'kavod, motzi adam al-miz ha'olam. It's the kina, which is jealousy, envy, taiva, which is lust, pleasure seeking, and you have kavod, which is honor. People want prestige, right? All these things are very basic motivating factors in the personality of a person, that if we didn't have these things, people would not really function very well in this world. A baby, for example, if he didn't feel hungry, right, he wouldn't cry when he's hungry, and the mother would forget about him, and within a matter of hours, the child would be in a situation of sakana, right? So a person has to feel hungry, right? A person has to want to feel a self-respect and has pride. He wants to accomplish something, wants to feel that he's part of a group, accomplishing something. People look at him and wants to feel that he's something that people appreciate, and he's accomplishing something which people understand the significance of. Right? Jealousy, likewise. He has this, so I want to get it too. So therefore, even if just get a person out of bed, right? Just to get a person out of bed, because he's motivated for jealousy. So at least he's out of bed and he's off to work, right? So he'll go to his job and he'll fulfill his job, and society continues. Without these, things would slow down and stop. You wouldn't be motivated. I was once told by a principal of one of the schools, Jewish schools here in Yerushalayim, that one of the most difficult children to deal with are those who are not motivated. Right? He could be a troublemaker, that's not so hard. They'll work around him if he's a troublemaker. But you see, he's motivated to do something, you just have to channel him right. But if he's not motivated, it's very hard to get a handle on him and to direct him, because he's somebody who doesn't want to go anywhere, he doesn't want to do anything. So if a person's a motivation, so just direct him in the right direction, he will accomplish eventually. But if there's no motivation, how do you motivate a person who's not motivated? Very difficult job. Right? So the Meraglim, they had motivations. And because of their motivations, they were successful people. Right? The beginning of the parsha says these were people who were outstanding individuals. Moshe Rabbeinu did not pick, right, evil people and unsuccessful people to be the spies to go into Eretz Israel. He picked people who were able to and did accomplish things previously, and